I'm not a lawyer, but my grandparents had the longest-running divorce settlement in LA history in the 70s. My grandpa refused to pay his alimony. One year, he went to Hawaii and sent my grandma a postcard that said something along the lines, but more wittingly, "I'm enjoying all of your alimony money. Look at what I'm doing with it." She drove it straight to her lawyer, and it was game over for Gramps. The divorce was about 5 years long. It was the longest divorce in their city at the time. I'm sure it isn't anymore. My grandpa was ordered to pay her a few $1,000s a month, plus health insurance, car insurance, a car, and a few other things, until she got a job or remarried. Grandma chose to do neither. To this day, he is sending her a check. She can't medically drive anymore, but her car is rotting in the garage, just to spite him, so he must pay the car insurance bills. I won a case with just 2 questions. Let me paint the scenario. During 2012, there was some flooding in some parts of West Africa, and naturally, Nigeria was the recipient of a lot of it, being a major delta. Now, the Niger Delta area of Nigeria, being the actual area for the joint rivers Niger and Benue, suffered far more than most. Anyways, a landowner sued an oil prospecting and production company because the contractor they hired built the drainage into his compound instead of the nearby swamp, and the flood had affected buildings, destroyed farms, etc. He had pictures of everything. I was for the defense. Now, he, as the claimant, had gone first and looking at his case, had a cast iron case cause ordinarily employers are strictly responsible for the actions of their employees while they, employees, are carrying out the ordinary business of the employer. It is instructive to note at this point that the victim didn't sue the contractor. So, after presenting his case and bringing out all the evidence, he closed his case. Time for me to undo the voodoo that he does, forgive me. I think I will say this part verbatim. Me. So, Chief, you said that your land was affected by the work of the contractor. Him, yes. Me. Who was the contractor? Him, it was me. The judge did a double take, and you could see the "say what now" expression on his face. Me. No further questions, my lord. The other lawyer just put his head in his hands. I was suing a landlord who failed to make serious repairs to force the tenant out. The hard part is proving bad intent instead of mere idiocy, so you get higher damages. Code enforcement was involved, so I request those records. The landlord left a voicemail to the enforcement department saying to hold off on the fines. They will make the repairs as soon as the tenant is forced out. That was an easy case. Not a lawyer, but involved in fraud investigations. Called a suspect who was allegedly using the money he was being provided as guardian for an incapable individual. I explained the allegation. He stated, "Yeah, they're correct. I took the lump sum and bought cocaine and booze. I understand it was wrong. Do what you gotta so. I'll sign a statement or come in the office if you need me to. Not really dealing with high-level criminals here." My grandpa has told me this story at least 100 times, but it's always entertaining. He was jury foreman for a murder trial in a small town in Tennessee. 2 guys got in an argument at a bar with the victim. The 2 guys drove home, got a rifle, came back, and shot the guy in the head. Months later, while on trial, the 2 guys are getting hammered by evidence and eyewitness testimony. These guys were idiots and left a huge trail of evidence. While the trial is about to wrap up, with them going down for murder, the prosecutor brings in the final nail in the coffin, a surprise witness who happened to be the guy they had supposedly murdered. Those 2 idiots had shot and killed the wrong person, who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, wearing the wrong clothes.